Good afternoon, everyone, and thanks for joining me for Making Sales Social Live, coming to you from the Social Sales Link Virtual Studios. I'm Bob Woods, Stan Robinson Jr., and Bryn Tillman are both off today, so we're going to get right into things. I just want to say, though, while I do want to see questions in chat and things like that, because this is live, so it's interactive, things may be just a little bit more clumsy because I'm running everything on my own today, and it's kind of like a to get to certain things. So I just ask that you forgive me for that ahead of time if there are any questions. And with that, let's get right into things. So LinkedIn pages, and we're going to call them company pages in this forum, just because when you say LinkedIn pages, no one still really knows what you're talking about unless you have company in front of that. So we're just going to call them company pages here. So when it comes to company pages, they've always been just kind of there, if you know what I mean. Companies feel the need to have them, but they really don't know what to do with them beyond the fact that they know that they need a page so that their employees can attach them to their profiles. Then the little logo shows up and everything looks like it's a real company. But, beyond that, companies they may post every once in a while, they may do some other things, but they're really just not sure exactly what to do with them. Now, though, LinkedIn is improving this oft neglected feature and it's turning company pages into a resource for you to track other companies, as well as to really start effectively using them for content. So, this marks, in my opinion, LinkedIn's continued push into competitive intelligence for companies and individuals. So before we truly get rolling into things, we have actually a lot of free material consisting of ebooks and links that are going to greatly broaden your horizons about company pages. Those are at socialsaleslink.com/company pages. If you're joining us live right now, you can see that address on your screen there. There is also a QR code that you can scan as well and get to those. Again, it's at socialsaleslink.com/company pages. That'll take you actually to a link that's within Sales Navigator, but all those resources are right there. You'll be able to download them, and believe me, you will really learn a lot from that kind of mini micro library that we have set up of resources there. So these changes might look a little bit like so what? Who cares? But in my book, if you can get insights into your competition and what they're doing on LinkedIn, that alone makes company pages much more worth it than they used to be. And that's exactly what LinkedIn is doing in company pages. So, first of all, let's go over what those improvements actually are. So the first thing you need to know is LinkedIn has split these features up between free company pages and premium company pages. And of course, with premium company pages, you pay for having company pages. But now, in my opinion at least, when you go premium, and this is probably going to be for medium to large size companies, company pages actually premium company pages rather really become worth it because of all of the extra intelligence that you get there. So first of all, if you have a free company page, you'll get insights from one competitor. Now that's something that unfortunately LinkedIn has taken away. They used to offer multiple competitors. Now you're going to get insights for just one competitors from one competitor that you will choose who that competitor is as well. You'll see some follower and engagement highlights, and you'll be able to view one trending post from that competitor. Now, that's still important because at least you can keep an eye on that one main competitor of yours if you're smaller or you just don't want to pay for it. But if you have a premium company page, you'll now be able to track up to 9 competitors. You'll also see the top 3 trending posts from those 9 competitors. Now, that doesn't mean you'll see 3 from one, 3 from another, 3 from another. That's just whatever top 3 posts from those 9 competitors are. So you're not seeing what would that be? 9 times 3, 27 posts. You're only seeing 3 posts there. You're also gonna be able to access enhanced analytics about your own company page and about what they're doing as well for deeper insights into who is visiting your page, who's engaging with it. And the biggie here is that you'll be able to see exactly who has visited your page as well. So I'm gonna read just from a little list of just some of the things that are here. So you're gonna see demographic information for visitors who have interacted with your page, helping you understand the audience that you're reaching. You're going to gain access on company growth, employee distribution, hiring trends from other companies. The biggest thing, though, is I think you will see exactly who is visiting your company page. And that's not in terms of broad demographic data, that's not them putting uh, groups of people into buckets. You're going to see names. You're going to be able to click through to their profiles, like that type of thing. That's where it really gets granular and is really worth it, I think. These enhancements are transforming how organizations build visibility, trust, and especially measurable influence. Because when you gain further insight into how your company is doing in terms of performance, you're also seeing how your competitors are doing. All of this is really just so much more than what LinkedIn used to offer. And this is the type of data that you want anyhow. So, you get a little bit of that when you're free, you get a lot of that when you go premium. So with these insights, companies, you can now really showcase thought leadership and spotlight employees in a more effective way because you're going to be able to see much more better now what content is truly resonating with the people who are visiting your company page. It's really, really good. And if this is just the beginning, which I think it is, we're probably going to be seeing even more features that will be coming to company page. Again, that's just a guess on my part. If it doesn't happen, don't come after me. But I have a feeling that LinkedIn is really going to be amping up more features for company pages, especially for premium company page users, members, whatever you want to call it, essentially. So, because of these same reasons, now we're going to talk sales and marketing teams. They are really going to be using the company page as a powerful hub for credibility, for competitive insight, and especially for that authentic rather connection that drives real results, also drives real conversations. We always used to depend on that from our own personal feeds and from our profiles and things like that. You're now going to start seeing, because of the data that company pages provide, you are now going to be able to start doing that type of thing, but now with the company pages. So in addition to that, and this one's big too, because you're able to track what your competitors are doing and how they are actually doing while they're doing it essentially. You can react quicker to what they're doing and position your company and the content that your company provides on LinkedIn to address what's coming down the pike from them. So I've got ours open right now. I'm just going to read just a couple of things that you get from this enhanced premium company page, because our social sales link does have a premium company page. So unfortunately, that means I can't see what's on a regular company page. I can only address what's in the advanced ones, or in the premium ones rather. So right now I'm seeing new follower metrics. I can see LinkedIn is actually down in follower metrics, and that's probably the only company that I'm going to mention here, just because they're not, LinkedIn really isn't a competitor, but we do track them. That's actually something else that you might want to use this for, is rather than have 9 competitors, you may want to have like 7 or 8, and then like 1 or 2 partners, or 1 or 2 companies that you work with in certain ways. I mean, heck, you can even use it for prospects if you want to, as well. But we do have LinkedIn in ours because we do want to see how LinkedIn is doing with its company page as well. So total post metrics, we can see that LinkedIn is actually up a little bit in that. Engagement metrics, what we have here is LinkedIn's engagement is down. It's down almost 30% in the last 30 days. And you're seeing a 30 days, the previous 30 days is a snapshot. You can't go back any farther than that. And then I have the three trending competitor posts within the last 30 days. So that doesn't real it gets into in terms of how many likes and the various forms of liking that you can do on LinkedIn, as well as the number of comments you have as well. So two of those come from a kind of sort of competitor, but LinkedIn does have one in there that had almost 2,000 likes and 170 comments. So this is the type of thing that you can do with these enhanced company pages. You have a lot more data coming in that you can make content decisions on, and that you can potentially, like I said before, even reach out to people with that one feature that the premium company page has. So this just makes and no, Jay, I'm not sharing screen just because there's proprietary information that I'm reading from there, as well as the fact that this also goes out as an audio podcast. So, I can't really share a screen and address a screen as video if there's an audio podcast involved there too. So unfortunately, I cannot share my screen there. Apologies for that. So these additions aren't primarily about visibility or employee spotlights, though. They're specifically about analytics and performance insights. But there's another piece of the puzzle that's recently come out about company pages, and this is from the expert on the LinkedIn algorithm. If you listened to us before, if you've seen our content before, this name is going to look familiar. His name is Richard Vanderblom. Richard Vanderblom. He's recently published his update on the LinkedIn algorithm. That in and of itself is worth an entire episode and maybe even, a 3 or 4-part series on that. So we're not gonna talk about the algorithm, but he does address company pages specifically, though. And this was before LinkedIn came out with these updates and improvements too, which I think is interesting because he kind of saw into the future with this before he, I guess, even knew that these were coming out. So he thinks, and I agree with his thinking, that company pages are evolving from broadcasting types of pages. So one channel out, you just put stuff out there and whatever at that point. He's arguing that they are evolving from that broadcasting type into trust platforms, as he calls them, and I like that term, that amplify employee voices, give corporate impact some context on the greater world through the framing of the narratives that they are putting out, and even creating community touch points as well. So, yeah, building community through the company page. Imagine that. You can actually do that. That being said, organic reach for company pages is down again. But I think you have to put that in the proper context because that's with the old broadcasting way of thinking. I think that if you go from broadcasting channels to really thinking of your company page as a trust platform, you're going to position the company page as more of a starting place almost for employees as executives and and even partners to grow influence, frame narratives, do exactly what I've been talking about before, because that way you're really getting conversation started and you're getting away from that broadcast way of thinking, which I think is important. Which, if you're on other platforms and, like Instagram or whatever, a lot of companies still do treat those as broadcasting, which on those platforms you can get away with. LinkedIn, though, is about building community. It's about building connections. And I think that the direction that they're taking with company pages is good because it's proving, and especially with the analytics that you have coming in, as you learn more about the people who are visiting your page, you can use that information to actually start conversations directly from the company page. So as LinkedIn is really just starting to put emphasis on company pages, I believe that the time for medium to large size enterprises to really start taking advantage of them, yeah, it's now. And with the ability to track competitors and the access that you have now to even more data, the jump to premium company pages just might be worth it for your company. Unless you're, like I said, if you're really small, you can still take advantage of the data that LinkedIn is showing you even now. But if you are involved in marketing or sales, or you run a company page for a medium to large size company, you can really take advantage of what's going on right now. And as I said before, what I'm guessing that LinkedIn will continue to improve these in the future to again change it from broadcasting to really a page and an offering that helps you to build conversations, to really connect with the people who your company is trying to really attract in. So before I wrap things up, I wanted to remind you of the free material that accompanies this episode. That's at socialsaleslink.com/company pages, socialsaleslink.com/company pages. So specifically, it includes ebooks on company pages themselves. We've got two up there, as well as a link to Richard Vanderbloom's post on the algorithm where he mentions company pages. I think that that's definitely definitely worth a look there. Boy, you can tell that I'm on my own and I'm just rambling on. So I think that that's probably the perfect opportunity to just go ahead and wrap it up. I really want to thank you for joining me solo today, whether you've been with us live or recorded via our podcast. Thanks for joining us for this episode of Making Sales Social Live. We do these sessions weekly, so join us. And next week we'll have at least Bryn or Stan back, and I think probably all three of us. But things change, as you can imagine, as we are building our own business, as we are providing you with information as well. So if you're listening to us on our podcast and you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe or follow button, whatever you have on your platform there. That way you can access all of our previous shows and be alerted when new ones drop. You can also drop us a like or a comment too. We love those. So, besides these LinkedIn Lives, we also interview leaders and experts in sales, marketing, business, and many more areas. So, be sure to catch those episodes as well. If you'd like more information on our podcast, go to socialsaleslink.com/podcast. So, when you're out about this week and every week, be sure that you're making your sales social. Thanks, everybody. Really appreciate you joining and have a great day. Bye bye.